Test. Hello.
Just go ahead and say, we're so sorry, having technical difficulties. Let's try this again.
We are so sorry. We are having technical difficulties. Let's try this again.
All right. Here we go. We're good.
All right. So we are here with
Hi.
Nikita Romanoff.
Yes, it's me.
That was different. Did you enjoy the Interfaith Pride service last night?
Yes, it was very informative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your drag is different. It's very different.
Yes.
There's no bubblegum and rainbows about it.
Not usually, no.
No. So where did your drag persona come from? Is it in you, or did it adopt you?
A little of both, actually. It was just kind of there, and I was told so many times that the music that I like and the look that I aspired to have wasn't going to fit here, so I pushed it harder to make it.
Here as in Spokane or
Yes.
the drag community?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
I think all drag is art, and this is such a different look because all LGBTQ plus individuals are about who they are genuinely on the inside and how they express themselves. And I think that this is a great look at a different way of expressing yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I kind of felt the same way when I brought all of this together. I was like, there's nothing for the people that really like the stuff that I like, so I might as well give them something to watch that they do like.
That's perfect. I think it brings another demographic into the art form.
Absolutely.
And I think it also opens up the idea of what it can be, because it doesn't have to be what you see on TV. It can be your own expression.
Absolutely.
And I think that is what Pride is all about. So with that, we are going to go ahead and introduce one of our nonprofits that we are raising money for tonight. We are going to introduce the North Idaho AIDS nonprofit.
Hi, my name is Teresa Davis, and I'm the Executive Director at North Idaho AIDS Coalition, otherwise known as NIAC. I'm here today to tell you about some of the services that we provide at NIAC. We do HIV and hepatitis C screening. We do those for free. We also provide behavioral risk counseling, and we have the Ryan White Part B program, as well as the Housing Opportunities for People with AIDS program. We are just getting ready by the generous gift of the Pride Foundation to implement a food bank for our clients, and we also have a mobile testing unit. With the mobile testing unit, I would like to invite you to call us at 208-665-1448 to schedule at any of your events or your parking lots or your clinics where we can come out and do free testing for your clients. I would like to introduce you to Julie McHugh. She is our medical case manager supervisor, and on my right here is Andrew Orwing. He is our medical case manager. The person taking the video is Roxanne Esparza. She's that smiley face that you see at the desk all the time, and that very friendly voice that you hear on the telephone. So from all of us here at NIAC,
Happy Pride!
Thank you so much, North Idaho, for showing up. We are so happy that we get to raise money for you tonight. You all do amazing work. And volunteer organizations. We have so many queer-run organizations that are 100% volunteer. And that just shows you, like, how much these people in our community are opening up their hearts. So we're gonna ask you to open up your wallets. So go ahead, if you wanna give tonight, give to paypal.me/INBA Spokane. You can also find any of these nonprofits on their own websites. We will provide links, we will provide the information, or you can pick it up in their promo videos. But if you want to give right now, go to paypal.me/INBA Spokane, and we are going to divide every donation that we get tonight between every single nonprofit that you see featured tonight, or that we talk about probably. So Nikita, how many times have you played in Hoop Fest? Like a good solid 6? No?
I went down there once dressed as a cheerleader.
How did that go?
It was hot and sweaty.
Oh, like hot, not like it was hot.
I mean, a little bit.
It was
both.
both.
It depends on your definition.
Both.
Very sweaty.
Very sweaty. Hoop Fest always is. It's either way too hot or it's raining.
Yes.
And it's so many people.
Yes, overwhelming amount of people. But I mean, that's a good thing.
Right. And we love our downtown core so much, and we love watching the sports out there. We love watching the sports balls, all of them.
Yay, sports ball.
All sports balls. We have a message tonight from our Spokane basketball community.
Hi, my name is Heather Bowman, and I am a former Gonzaga University basketball player. Pride means a multitude of things to me. It is both a party and a protest. It's a celebration of who you are, who we are, and your full, beautiful self. It is also inherently a political statement and began as a protest. So it brings awareness and visibility to our community to show how far we've come and how far we still need to go, both in the community and allies alike. But most importantly, Pride to me is accepting your true self. My name is Heather Bowman. I am Spokane basketball, and we will march together again soon.
My name is Amanda Brown. I'm a former Gonzaga basketball player. To me, Pride is living an authentic life and embracing our individual differences and beautiful imperfections. I am Amanda Brown. I'm Spokane basketball, and we will march together again.
Hi, I'm Claire Solik, and I'm a former Gonzaga basketball player. Pride to me is enjoying the life you live, because you truly like who you are as a person, and you value and appreciate those that you have in your life. Life's happy and fun. I'm Spokane basketball, and we will march together again.
I am Tatri Moravez, and I am a former Gonzaga basketball player. To me, pride means being honest with yourself, acknowledging, accepting, and loving who you are. I'm Tatri Moravez, I am Spokane basketball, and we will march again.
Hi, my name is Matt Santangelo. I'm a former men's basketball player at Gonzaga University and current executive director here at Spokane Hoop Fest Association. I was asked what pride means to me. Oh my gosh, there's so many different definitions, right? It means so many different things to me personally and to all of us collectively. But when I reflect upon my time as a basketball player and my current role here professionally, pride is, to me, really comes down to making people around you better. As a point guard on the basketball floor and as someone in a leadership role in this organization, it's really about making everyone around you better towards a common end, towards a common goal. In sports, it's really easy. It's winning and losing. It's, you look at the scoreboard at the end of the game and you know how well you did. In life, it's a little more difficult. But I think if we really take each other's heart into mind, and really look out for each other, care for each other, and try to make people around us better, then we kind of take the emphasis off of ourselves as individuals, and ultimately we kind of leave it better than we found it. And that gives me a tremendous sense of pride when that can happen. That gives me a tremendous sense of pride when those relationships that I've built are able to help me through difficult times as well. So that's what pride means to me. It means coming together for a common goal and helping each other accomplish that goal. And at the end of the day, we're all in it together. So to me, pride is accepting your true self. It's also a great source of pride when you accept the true self of others. So from Hooptown, USA, here in preparation for Hoop Fest, basketball all around, I am Matt Santangelo. Thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts on pride with you.
How cool is that?
That was really, really
Right?
beautiful, actually.
So I have to say the first person is Heather Bowman, and she is on the IMBA board. She's also in the NCAA Hall of Fame.
Wow.
I know.
Go girl.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She might be as tall as you, which is brilliant because I'm nowhere near.
In or out of heels?
In.
Oh.
Right?
Girl, what's going on?
I know. I'm nowhere near as tall as Nikita. I actually, like, Nikita's hips out of heels go up to like right here on me.
That's true.
It's fantastic. I feel tiny, and this gorgeousness is also next to me. So,
No,
I mean,
you.
okay. So we also asked for questions from our community, and we had some people respond. The first question here is from Ryan V from the South Hill. Ryan is 22 and asks, where is a safe place to go when you first come out in Spokane? So, Nikita, what would you say would be like a safe place to go?
Well, it depends on what you're exactly looking for. In terms of entertainment, I'm a little biased. I like going to the Pin, of course, because wherever I'm at is absolutely going to be a safe space.
I appreciate that, and I think that is absolutely true. Wherever you are going to see any of these hosts that you're seeing all week, you know you are safe.
Absolutely.
And we are out there in the community all the time, in or out of our personas.
Yes.
That is a great question. I also think 9.
Yes.
And the Globe and Lion's Lair. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't shout out Lucky You Lounge.
Oh, yes.
New, but oh my goodness. Let's talk about allies, lifting up your community, everything. And their vegan menu. They have non-vegan things, but.
I got to perform there once for Eggy Sue's show.
Oh!
And it was absolutely stunning. It was so much fun.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Now we are going to transition over to music, which is what Lucky You Lounge is, well, one of the things they're famous for. And we are going to talk to Riker with Digital Influx. All right, so Riker,
yes,
you are the founder and CEO of Direct Influx here in Spokane. So tell me a little bit about Direct Influx and what your region is and what you are all doing right now.
So Direct Influx is our management company. So we manage talent, mostly in music. I do have a cannabis personality as well. And that's mostly in the Inland Northwest, just due to our management style. We like to be pretty hands-on with the artists that we work with, especially in the beginning phases of their career. So it makes it a lot easier if we're located kind of in the region. We do work with some Seattle artists and some artists in different places, but most of our roster is based right here. And then me and my business partner Brayton also own a talent buying company. So we're like booking agents. We book and put on concerts and events all over the region, sometimes in Oregon, but mostly just in Washington. And then we also own a marketing agency, which is a lot more diverse. It's kind of through the whole coast. We can kind of plug and play that as needed. And then I own a couple cannabis companies in Oklahoma. So we are active, we move a lot, we travel a lot, we do a lot. But yeah, we try to always bring it back home. This is where I was born and raised, so it's always important to grow the market here in Spokane.
All right, so what would you say the mission is?
For Direct Influx? Yeah, I would say the mission has always been find the niche in the market. I try not to do what everybody else is doing. I try to find what's missing and then identify a sound or an artist or a brand that can fill that niche. One of my main artists, Django, he is a African American hip hop artist that has a more aggressive style, and that's pretty rare here in Spokane. It's actually fairly rare in the whole region. There's definitely a few, so don't make me sound like he's the only one, but there is a handful. I also have a Hispanic artist, I have a British artist, I try to identify, I have some pansexual artists and some queer artists, so I just try and find what's not present in the market and try to push that forward. And we also focus heavily on proper education. I think that in this industry we're very disconnected from the core areas where music lives in this country: New York, LA, Atlanta, Nashville, Austin, etc. And due to that disconnection, we also struggle with education and the way people see the industry and what they recognize the industry is good for and how to navigate through the industry are all things that we try and teach at a really young stage so that people know and understand what they're getting into and know how to do proper business within that, and don't just make music and put out music and make music and put out music. There's a lot more, to the industry. So we try and keep the education up.
So how did you get started?
Well, a long time ago, I worked. Actually, let me even go farther than that. My father is a basketball coach, and he's been running some of the biggest basketball avenues in this country for a long time. He was the senior vice of one of the largest basketball camps in the world, and so I was coaching and watching a coach at a really young age, and I was really heavily involved in that. And when I moved over into sales, I learned how to sell products at a high level. I started with little small things at Big Five, and grew to being a Magnolia Certified 2, selling $50,000 televisions and just very high price items, and then moved to cars, which pushed that price point even farther. And once I found music and I found working with artists was like one of my favorite things, because it's almost like coaching for an athlete. Managing artists is in that similar palette. So it felt really natural, and I realized that there's no ceiling to this industry, and that's what I love most about it, is that once I found it, once I recognized what I could do here, I realized there's no ceiling to that. Whatever we want the contract to say, whatever price point that we want to put there, is available. And so this just kind of became my home, and it's something that I love very much, and I'm very passionate about.
So then tell me what you want to tell Spokane regarding hip-hop, supporting music, and local artists.
Yeah, I think that Spokane's a growing city. Like I said, I was born here, so I've seen multiple phases of it, and I think that our demographic doesn't necessarily support a lot of traditional hip-hop culture, and I think that people just need to be mindful of that and be cautious to try to go out of your way and be intentional about supporting more than just one genre or more than just one style or just supporting people that look like you. I think that there's a lot of good talent coming out of this region, and venues and radio and businesses and consumers alike need to just right now is we're being huge with this Black Lives Matter movement, and I think that is so empowering, and I think that's so important. I just think it also has to live past 2 weeks. It has to live past 6 months. We have artists that are here in this city that are of color, and I think it's important that we find ways to empower them farther than just when it aligns with a PR campaign. So I think that the biggest thing is just being cautious and being aware of how you can be supportive, not just today, not just tomorrow, not just a year from now, but make some lifestyle changes and go to local shows, no matter who they are, no matter what genre it is. Support local music, because the local music turns into the mainstream music that you listen to tomorrow. And it's always great to say I've been a fan for, before y'all knew, or before this project, or before that merch, so they're here and they're doing big things, and I think it's important that we just support locals early.
All right, so how can we follow, support, and show up for Direct Influx and the artists here in the future?
Yeah, Direct Influx is a business, so you can get Google It's all one word, DIRECTINFLUX. You can get all the social handles are that, and we have a kind of a roster. But just on top of that, I would say pay attention to Lucky You Lounge. Pay attention to different venues in town that are hosting these types of shows because they do a really good job, pushing that forward. Or different podcasts, there are Mimosas Manor. There's a different podcast specifically for hip hop. He does a lot of that, and he talks about artists that you probably don't know exist here. And I think that just finding yourself plugged into the Inlander is a great resource. They do such a phenomenal job featuring artists on both, their platform of the magazine, our newspaper, I'm not ever sure which one it is, as well as, their social media and volume through music festivals and just different things like that. So I think just staying aware of the places that local music lives will help people kind of stay in touch with local sound.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing all this with us.
Yeah, happy Pride.
Thank you. Happy Pride. That was amazing. Have you been to a hip hop show here in Spokane yet?
I have not, actually.
You are missing out. I was able to catch the first of my hip hop show experiences in Spokane, and it just happened to be the last hip hop show at the Bartlett.
Oh, wow.
Right. So, which was amazing. The Bartlett was such a great place, but we are also so excited to watch it transition to Lucky You Lounge. It has been such an amazing place. The one thing that we do miss, I think, most about the Bartlett is that it's an all-ages venue. And right now, the Pin is an all-ages venue. Yeah.
It absolutely is, yes.
It absolutely is. And is it all night, or is it just until a certain time?
It is all night. We do put a disclaimer out that, it's recommended 18 plus, just because sometimes the content is a little adulty. But we have had a lot of actual, chillins running around and partaking in the show with us. It's great.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And that is one thing that I do miss are those safe spaces and those opportunities for our youth. And one organization that we are raising money for tonight is doing such a great job showing up for our youth, and that is Odyssey Youth Movement.
Welcome to Odyssey Youth Movement. Odyssey promotes equity for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth in the Inland Northwest through youth-driven programs and community education. We envision a future with thriving LGBTQ youth throughout our community. Odyssey's programs are open to all LGBTQ young folk ages 13 to 24 and include afternoon drop-in programs such as sexual health workshops, creatively queer activities, movie nights, and skill-building classes, as well as community building, support groups, and more. Recognizing the diverse needs of LGBTQ youth in our community, Odyssey offers a clothing closet and basic needs program for participants at no cost, so youth can access the hygiene supplies, bus passes, and clothing they need that allows them to express who they know themselves to be. During this time of quarantine and physical distancing, Odyssey continues youth-driven programs online 4 nights a week, and with the help of community partners, we provide food and other basic need deliveries safely to youth and their families. We are preparing and excited for the time that we may safely gather in person at the drop-in center again, and in the meantime are grateful for this opportunity to keep LGBTQ youth connected to community, trusted mentors, and the resources needed to navigate these uncertain times. While we can't gather in person right now, we continue to celebrate our memories and advocate for a more equitable future for all young folks. This includes training and support with school staff, service providers, and other youth workers to create safe and affirming spaces for LGBTQ youth across our community. Queer youth deserve to be seen and affirmed in all settings. If you're interested in finding out more, joining Digital Drop-In, or giving back, please contact us at odysseyyouth.org or via social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Happy Pride, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay proud.
Have any of y'all been on stage before? Like, under these lights?
Yes.
Yeah. Right?
Yes,
And it
I
gets
have.
warm. Like, there's a reason there are no sleeves here.
Good try. Good try.
Right?
Proud of you.
Right. Also, these are my awesome Pride fans that I got from Target.
Target.
Yeah. They missed some colors, but
Just a few.
we don't judge. You did a good try.
I do. Target, what's up? I need to know. I have questions.
We all know what happens to Targets when we have questions. Anyway, the next person that I interviewed was Caleb, who is a musician with Direct Influx and a fascinating human being and super adorable. So let's hear from Caleb. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Can you take a moment to introduce yourself and tell me about just how you got to the Spokane area, how long you've been here, that sort of thing?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Caleb J. Caleb Joseph, Caleb J for short. I was actually born and raised in Spokane. I was born just up the road from here, and I've been here my whole life, which is 22 years now. So I'm a Spokane native.
What first got you into music?
Music itself, actually. I remember a lot of the things that I watched, like movie-wise and things like that. My first couple of VHS tapes were like a Slipknot live tape, a Deftones live DVD, a Tupac live DVD, all sorts of those things. So music was always just very predominantly in my household and kind of just pushed down through my parents, my grandparents. I come from a family of a lot of different musicians on both sides and things like that. So that's what really got me into it to begin with.
Okay, when is the first time you decided to play or become part of the music scene?
I used to do like little bands, little punk rock bands and stuff like that in middle school and high school, and then it wasn't until I started doing hip hop and pop music that I started performing. So in 2017, I started playing live performances in Spokane and throughout our region.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what would you describe your music as?
Very, very playful, very energetic. It's kind of all over the place, kind of colorful and cartoony. I don't take myself very seriously, so therefore I don't portray a very like serious image. I like more of a softie. So I find myself at the butt end of the jokes and the songs a lot of the time. So just very playful, energetic, cartoony, that sort of thing. Just kind of vibey.
Okay. So what are your musical inspirations?
I was very, 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 and still am, heavily influenced by like shock value artists. So people like Marilyn Manson. I was very, very, and still am into him for all sorts of purposes. But people like that, and then hip hop wise, I was like tardy to the party. I think I was in high school when I really, really got into hip hop.
Same.
And I was very into like underground and old school hip hop. So I was very into like Big L and Biggie Smalls and people like that. So kind of blending those two identities together made me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So does your identity, whether it's your race, your gender, or your sexual orientation, does that drive your music, whether it's your lyrics or the feeling of your music?
I wouldn't say so at all. I'd say my music is very open. I wouldn't say it follows down one consistent lane. I like to make music that is very inclusive, so everybody listening to it, regardless of race, identity, what your preference is on anything, I feel like there's something for everybody in that, so I like to keep that open. But fashion-wise and aesthetically, yes, very much so. Being in like a strong male-dominated industry in a very like tough genre to play in, just looking at me, I don't fit that normal hip-hop act aesthetic and everything like that, so which is kind of fun. I feel like when you listen to the music and you haven't seen me, beforehand, you kind of have this little like, oh, that's different, and so that's where I get to bring that conversation up. But I just like to make music that feels inclusive for everybody.
I really like that. That's really good.
Thank you.
So how can we follow and support you? Like, how can we show up for you in the future?
So right now, all of my social medias can just be found at the Kid 509. Just the Kid 509. You type that in on Google, and everything will pop up. Everything from further shows, the album project will be dropping within the next year. All the updates with that, you can find there. I'm very active on both Facebook and Instagram, and so those would be the spots.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
But he freaking kills it. We have a premiere, like, promo of his new track that we're gonna play for you right now.
Oh, goody.
I'm just living day by day by day by day by day. Putting in some work, baby, trying to earn some pay. Never slowing down, no, that ain't the game I play. So when I come around, just tap me and say, hey. I'm just living day by day by day by day by day. Putting in some work, baby, trying to earn some pay. Never slowing down, no, that ain't the game I play. So when I come around, just tap me and say, hey.
Woof.
Seriously. I know, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to take a moment to talk about one of the other organizations that we're raising money for tonight, and that's PFLAG.
Yes, PFLAG.
We love PFLAG so much. Drew, we hate your couch.
Yes.
But we love PFLAG so much. Here is our message. Please send your money to PFLAG.
And don't pay attention to the couch.
Don't pay attention to the couch.
Hello, I am Drew Parker, the current president of PFLAG Spokane. And going along with the theme of virtual Pride this week, I am making this video announcement with some great news that we at the Spokane chapter of PFLAG are so happy to announce. Working with PFLAG Washington State Council, the PFLAG Regional Director, and several volunteers in Yakima, Washington, PFLAG Spokane has started a satellite chapter for PFLAG Yakima, Central Washington. We are so pleased to have these great volunteers wanting to extend the help that PFLAG can give to a community that is in need of support, education, and advocacy. With that being said, on the 16th at 6:30, we are hosting a virtual meet and greet for anybody in PFLAG Spokane, PFLAG Washington State, or PFLAG nationally to also meet and greet all of the people from Yakima and Central Washington that are happy to come and learn what our chapter can do to help the Central Washington area of the LGBTQ plus community. If you have any questions or would like to join this activity, please email us at info@pflagspokane.org. Thank you, and remember, have a happy Pride.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me.
Well, don't we love some testicle difficulties?
Drew's an amazing ventriloquist.
Oh my
and
God, agreed. Yeah.
I take back everything I said about his couch.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he was able to speak and
not move his mouth.
Not move his mouth almost at all.
Or his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was judgy with the couch, but like, girl, teach me your tricks.
Redeemed yourself, right?
Yes.
Immediately redeemed yourself.
But also, are we going to be able to see that anywhere else in case y'all want to watch that?
Yes. All of our videos are going to be available on YouTube after this week at a time when all of the amazing volunteers who do not get paid for this are able to put all the content together and get it out to y'all on YouTube. Again, volunteers, and give us time.
time is a big thing, especially during this week.
Oh my goodness. So what is your most unfortunate COVID travel cancellation?
We were supposed to go to LA. And if anybody knows that LA has a garment district, it was absolutely incredible, like, to go down there. So we were really excited about that. And, you know, I work with a fashion designer, so she was extraordinarily excited to go down there and see and touch all the things. And then Miss Delta, ring, was like, hey, let's move your plane tickets to another time.
Miss Delta is not a drag performer. Miss Delta is an airline.
Yes. Yeah.
The worst.
How about you?
Okay, so I actually went to LA right before the shutdown.
Oh, really?
I know, yeah. And I have been so blessed to be able, #blessed, to go so many different places. And one of my favorite people that I have ever met has submitted and sent us a wonderful Happy Pride announcement.
Yes.
Hello, Spokane. It is me, famous Europop star again, all the way from Slovenia to America, quarantined down in LA. And I just want to wish all of us that are inside right now a super happy Pride and extend my love because, you know, as a pop star, I would be nothing without the LGBTQIA community because, you know, those are like most of the letters and you can't spell very much without them. But also, you know, as a pop star, I have so many people that I need to help me from, you know, costume designer and makeup artist and, you know, hairdresser and choreographers and dancers and singers and, you know, bus drivers and maintenance men and the sound guys and like a doctor sometimes when I fall down and all the amazing things that, you know, the gay community can do and anyone of like all of the rainbows of the sexuality, you know. I think the entire rainbow is beautiful. And, you know, black is the color of the season right now because it is just so cool and it goes with everything. It's so flattering. And I think it can really help make the rest of the color of the rainbow pop. So let's get together and celebrate the love and the creativity, and we can celebrate Pride however we want. We can maybe make fun design, you know, like my fun little top I make at the clubs, or, you know, make your mask pretty. You can be safe and express yourself with fashion. And you need to remember that Pride is something that comes from inside. Nobody else can take it away from you because it comes from here. So whether we are outside in the street saying that people cannot take that pride away or inside having fun glitter computer party, I think we need to remember that we can still feel the pride and love for everybody. And don't worry, Spokane. I'm sure very soon you will be out there feeding trash to your goat statue and playing with your big wagon. Just stay safe, have the love, and happy Pride to you. Slava.
Computer party.
Fun glitter computer party. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about the phrase fun glitter computer party? Like, that is so real right now.
I know. That's all that I'm actually going to do from now on is have fun glitter computer parties.
Yes, me too.
Oh my goodness. So during the COVID shutdown,
Yes.
you started performing online.
I did,
You
yes.
took your drag online.
Yes.
Tell us about this next performance.
So this song is on a newly released CD, and it's kind of one of those come together, we see one another, we're going to be there for one another, and during this Pride season, especially since we can't actually be there with one another and really embrace each other and like really just come together as a community in person. This was my way of being like, everybody, it's going to be okay. Here's the thing.
That is amazing. Why don't we go ahead and watch your submission?
Won't you walk with me till both of our feet bleed? Won't you walk with me through the blindness we can see? If you say you're afraid, will you promise me I'll see you again? I will walk with you till both of our feet bleed. 'Cause we are one, we're on fire. I am you, you are me. You sacrificed everything. I am and will always be your legacy. I will dance with you till the shadows slip away. I will lay my hands on you to ease your pain. I will sing to you, I will guide you everything. Won't you dance with me till the shadows slip away? We are one, we're on free. I am you and you are me. You sacrificed everything. I am and will always be your promise I will see you again. I will find you on the other side. I promise I will see you again. See you again. See you again on the other side. Won't you ride with me till both of our feet bleed? 'Cause we are one, we're born free. I am you and you are me. I'll sacrifice everything. With you, you are and will always be. Yeah, we are one, we're born free. I am you and you are me. You
yeah, that was that. But you got something on your face. Right? No, a little higher. No, to the left. No, to the right.
My left or your left?
Yes.
Oh, this.
Yeah, that thing.
Okay. So, because COVID and science and logic.
Yes.
Face masks are a thing. They're required if you are working with the public. They are suggested if you are a human being who gives a damn. Spokane AIDS Network is selling these rainbow face masks. They're gorgeous. I wish y'all could see a little closer. They have a little nose bit here.
I feel it.
I know.
Actually really nice.
It's really soft.
Yeah.
This elastic bit is also really soft. It is $10. All of the profits go to the Spokane AIDS Network Pantry. They've been delivering food to folks who are high risk.
Oh, wow.
Have been diagnosed or suffering with HIV and AIDS. They've been delivering food to these folks throughout the entire COVID crisis.
That's amazing.
Right? Amazing. If you want to help promote and support the Spokane AIDS Network, one of the ways to do it is to buy this face mask. They're $10. They're custom made here in Spokane. You can get them on their website. And why don't we hear from Spokane AIDS Network right now?
Yes.
Happy Pride from San. My name is Grant. I'm the Executive Director of Spokane AIDS Network. San turns 35 this year. Isn't that exciting during COVID? Not really. But we are celebrating. We're celebrating Pride with everybody in Spokane through virtual Pride and hopefully with in-person Pride in October. SAN provides a lot of services to local people with HIV and AIDS, and we are extending our services outside of the local community as well. Right now, we provide SAN Pantry on Tuesdays. We provide support meetings on Tuesday afternoons through the HAB group, on Thursday afternoons through our own support, and then on Saturday morning for long-term survivors. We do provide, in conjunction with Spokane Regional Health and their cooperation, emergency services to clients as well. So for clients that are going from homeless to housed, if they need a bed or some pots and pans, extra food, those kind of things, SAN is happy to help provide those kind of items. We also, in July, will start up our prevention program again, starting with HIV testing. Initially, we'll be doing oral swab testing, and we will move to the finger prick testing like the Regional Health District does. That will take a little bit of training on our end, and we are just waiting for University of Washington to reopen that training. In the meantime, Spokane Regional Health has offered to help us bring this program to fruition and help us get testing done. This testing will be provided in our Perry District location by appointment. Those appointment hours will be available on our website. Speaking of websites, we have a new website coming out this week. We're getting ready to launch the website this week, which will actually show more about SAN, more about our history, our past, our present, and what's coming. So watch for our website, san-nw.org. Again, my name is Grant, and happy Pride.
What? Drag queen magic.
I've dropped this thing on the floor at least 6 times and broke it once. Still trying to fix it. I don't have drag queen magic.
Some of us just cling to it and it's like our second fingers.
Oh, second fingers.
I mean,
you heard it right here.
I pointed at something the other day and I said, look, it has 4 wheels, meaning that like there were like 2 sets per axle.
Oh yeah, like a dually.
Bigger.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like heavy machinery, and then everybody in the car stared at me, and I said, yes, I realized they said it has 4 tires, but
it
actually
has 4 tires. Look at that thing on the road is 4. Oh, yes. So good.
Yeah, thank you for that.
We talked about Hollywood earlier.
Yes.
Have you been?
Several times.
What's your favorite part?
Ooh, as a general statement or area of Hollywood?
Yeah.
WeHo. Hello.
Right? It's beautiful, especially during Halloween.
Oh my God, I haven't been during Halloween. I have been to Disneyland during Halloween. That was fire.
Universal during Halloween, also good.
Yeah.
So my first Pride, I met my now and forever best friend. And then she moved to Hollywood.
No, I mean, yeah.
But, I mean, kinda. She sent us a message for Pride.
Greetings from Hollywood. Well, North Hollywood. This is the only tree I could find that even resembled lilacs, because I miss them even though they make me sneeze, and I miss Spokane. And I hope that all of you are having a fun and safe Pride. Hold each other up, we need that. I will be out this Sunday for Pride in Hollywood, which was canceled, except we're all going to turn up and demonstrate for Black Lives Matter anyway. So, I hope to see you soon, and I hope you're all dancing.
Yes, Queen.
Seriously. That's the first person I ever went dancing with.
Really?
Out in public. Yeah.
I don't do much of the dancing thing. If you have seen me dance, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, we
no,
don't.
it's really, I was a pickle once and I tried to dance. Yeah, it was a long story. I'm not going to go there.
That was a sentence. I was a pickle once and I tried to dance. It's a long story. I won't go there.
I was Pickle Rick and I danced to Dancing Queen by Cher.
I feel like that's the whole story. I don't know why you said it was a long story. That was it.
Well, because there's more details to that kind of matter, but you know.
Uh-oh.
You were a pickle.
I was a pickle. And it was rhinestoned. Thank you.
Speaking of rhinestone pickles,
yes.
Let's talk about Star Wars.
Oof. Okay.
No, let's not talk about Star Wars because, we don't want to get sued.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of, we also have another performer in town called Death Star, and it's spelled different. D-A-E, because you don't want to get sued. So here's Death Star.
Thank you for joining us. I would like to start by having you introduce yourself and let us know how long you've been in the area and what brought you to the Spokane region.
Ooh, so I've been in the area this time for about 9 years. I'm originally from Canada, and then I lived here, Seattle. I was over in Europe for a time as well. I came back here because I have family here, and it's relatively pretty inexpensive to live. And one of the things I really like about Spokane is that if there's a particular community or activity that you really want to get into, you can really just jump in, and there's enough of a community, and it's small enough to where you can really kind of see your teeth into.
That's really awesome. What first got you into music?
Gosh, I mean, my family are pretty hyper consumers of music. So in my family, we have 3 professional singers, 2 composers, and then like 4 DJs.
So you almost didn't have a choice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
It's either that or military, so
okay, so
despite the jacket, I went with music.
Yeah, you chose wisely.
Yeah. I just want to be the guy playing the trumpet in the back, but you know.
So, like, what are your musical inspirations?
Gosh, my biggest one is a producer by the name of Girl Talk. For years and years, all he did was make new music with pieces that already existed. So really, really, really heavily sampling, and just like, painting pictures and creating stories with things that we were all familiar with. So it was really easy for him to kind of get people into what he was doing because they were already familiar with a lot of his work. On the other side of things, I mean, you've got guys like Deadmau5 and the Glitch Mob, Miles Davis, but
that's different.
It's really
Deadmau5, Miles Davis.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Geniuses in their own right.
Absolutely.
They inspire me because there's times where I think like, how in the world did you come up with that? But then when you really get down to it, they're just having fun, and I try to do the same thing.
That's awesome. So, what would you describe the music that Like, how would you describe the music you typically create?
Oh gosh, I would say I make mood music. So depending on my mood or those that I'm working with's mood, it can really be all over the place. I mean, I've produced for hip hop acts. I make a lot of electronic music. I'm in a rock band. I want the music that I make to be the best representation that I can come up with, or that we can come up with, of that mood that we're trying to convey.
That's amazing. So what is your creative process like?
If I'm by myself, it's a little unorthodox. So what I typically do is I work in the round. So my studio setup it's just a mess, but I have all of my instruments and all of my devices at arm's length, so that as I have my thoughts or my inspirational moments, what I want to use, I can reach to. And then if I want to change that or move it over here, then I have that there. So I'm honestly just pivoting. If I'm working with somebody else, I mean, it's a pure and honest collaboration. It's not about doing more than the other person or trying to outshine them. I mean, it's really about trying to figure out, like I was saying earlier, like what story or what mood we're trying to convey, and then figuring out the best version of that.
Do you feel like that works out really well most of the time with the people you collaborate with? Or do you feel like they come at it at a different angle and you kind of have to overcome that in order to get the outcome that you want?
I think my musical report card says plays well with others. So, just clearly defining roles. I mean, a collaboration on making a song, it's really like a relationship. Just like, okay, I'm responsible for this part and you're responsible for this part. And as long as we're both there, knowing that what we're trying to do is in the best interest of the song, not necessarily of ourselves, then it works out really well. And I've yet to really collaborate with somebody that I didn't thoroughly enjoy and try and collaborate with again. So I've been pretty lucky.
So does your identity, whether it's your race, gender, or your sexual orientation, drive your music in specific ways?
Yes and no. So as far as the process of creating music and what I choose to create, honestly, hardly ever. The music that I'm making on my own, most of the time hardly has any words. So your interpretation of it is really going to be up to you. I can put as much energy into it of making the mood that I want, but having it be digested how people want to digest it is kind of the fun of it. So I'm not necessarily trying to make music only for black people, or only for pan people, or only for immigrants. I don't even know what that sounds like. So I just try to make music for me and that I'm proud of, and kind of approach it like that. However, where and when I play, absolutely, definitely. I'll be the first one to be in line to play at Pride, or to Studio 54 was still open. I'd definitely be up in there. I've DJ'd gay prom before, but as far as what I'm putting out there, hardly ever. Where it's being played, big time, definitely. Yeah.
So how can we follow, support, and show up for you in the future? Like, do you have social media accounts? A venue you regularly play at?
I mean, I play all over the place. So the social media, and this is where I'm going to spell so that everybody knows. So I go by Death Star, but it's spelled DAETHSTAR, so I don't get sued. And all my social media is just at Death Star. With my band, we're called The Broken Thumbs, and all of our social media also is just at The Broken Thumbs. The big thing coming up, though, is on July 20th, one of our videos, it's called Oxygen, which is a straight up and down rock and roll protest song, is going to be debuting on MTV, VH1, and BET. So like I was saying earlier, in the places that I can play or that my music gets to be played, having me in the band gets us on BET, which is pretty fun.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Okay, we gotta do the COVID blah. That is amazing. Way to show up for your community, for yourself, and for our region.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go. I'm so happy to see that you are here and that you are a part of Spokane, and thank you so much for coming and being a part of Spokane Pride tonight.
Absolutely, and they show up for us too.
So glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Citizens of the world, with no end in sight to the rising toxicity levels of the air, and with much deliberation, it has been decided that the remaining oxygen reserves will be distributed at the sole discretion of your leaders. Please know that we did not arrive at this decision easily. Many hours were spent in delegating who will survive to this next chapter. If you are not one of the chosen members to receive clean air, please note that your government will be accepting land titles and objects of wealth from those who are willing to make a trade. Please remain calm, be safe, and stay in your homes to make the most of what time you have left with your families and loved ones. Please breathe easy and know that we have all of your best interests at heart.
Trinity provides a completely new set of tools that allows advanced users unparalleled control. They sent us black ties, but we survived. Coming from the back, they try to draw the line, but we deny. No more from the deep. We see you up there wasting oxygen. We see you up there wasting oxygen. The broken folks are a musical powerhouse, jumping across all the lines. You cannot stop the broken song. Uploading the sun. Decimation of everything you hold dear. With every breath, you take more and more lives. With every threat, you take more and more lives. Your heart and blood and away your fellow man. Doesn't bother you not. Just looking out for number one from background of fun, one from a background of anger, one from a background of even better music. All coming together, not something, not wavering. You cannot expect what you have not heard. The art of broken. We see you up there wasting oxygen. We see you up there wasting oxygen. They sent us black ties, but we survived. They try to draw the line, but we deny. With every breath, you take more and more lives. With every threat, you take more and more lives. Your heart and life and away your fellow man. Doesn't bother you not. Just looking out for number one.
Again, if you want to give those concert again, If you want to give the money that you would have spent on concert tickets to these nonprofits tonight, do it. Do it right now. PayPal.me/IMBA Spokane. We are going to put the money in the pockets of the people who are doing the hard work.
That was really dope, though.
It was really dope. So, have we ever said that this is our first virtual Pride? Did we mention that?
No.
Oh, we've never done this.
No.
It's also a thing. We've never done this. Y'all are being so patient and so kind with our technical difficulties and literally us flying by the seat of our pants.
If you were, well, I guess you're wearing kind of pants. I'm not.
No, this is not pants. There's no pants here.
Okay, but like side comment, look how good she looks.
I mean,
I am a ghost. Do you see this? I'm barely here.
same most of the time. Let's talk about safe spaces.
Yes.
Where is your go-to sober safe space in Spokane?
Oof. My designer's house.
Right? That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? So we have an amazing nonprofit in town. It is called Spectrum. Spectrum has been, for the past, goodness, however long it has been a passion in someone's soul. They have been trying to form a queer community center in
Oh my
our
God.
town. So we have an amazing community center for our youth, but we also need an amazing community center for our adult population.
Yeah.
We need to feel safe. We need to be empowered. We need to have the tools, the information, and the resources in order to thrive. So right now, we're going to hear from this amazing nonprofit, Spectrum.
We are Spectrum.
Spectrum is an intersectional, intergenerational, LGBTQ plus nonprofit based in Spokane.
We provide LGBTQ plus centered cultural fluency workshops for local organizations to promote allyship and safer spaces.
We believe our community needs our own space to thrive, a space to connect and grow together.
Spectrum is opening an LGBTQ plus community gathering space with access to resources, art, cultural events, and leadership development.
Want to learn more, volunteer, or donate? Visit www.spectrumcenterspokane.org.
Black Lives Matter.
Spectrum. Spectrum is an amazing organization. Can we talk about the diversity on their board, the focus of our whole community, and the fact that Mandy Manning, the 2018 National Teacher of the Year, is on their board? Just
Woof.
give it a minute.
Yep.
Just for Mandy Manning right here. If you have not experienced Mandy Manning, please do a Google because she's amazing. And she's from Spokane. Next up, we have some more Spokane love. We have the amazing leaders in Spokane, and when they are no longer elected, they still show their heart and soul and give to this community. So let's hear from my friend Ben.
Hi everyone, my name is Ben Stuckert. I remember my first Pride Parade in 2006, riding my bike with a few hundred activists in our community. I remember raising the Pride flag for the first time ever on City Hall a few years ago. I kept that flag proudly displayed on my wall for the rest of my time as City Council President. I wish we could all walk, ride bikes, or ride in a fire engine this year. Those are the best parades in Spokane. Spokane has come a long way since I grew up here, but we have a long ways to go. As the Black Lives Matter protests show, our community is strong and we want things to be better. We want equality for every member of our community, but it's going to take more than one proclamation or marching in one parade. It's going to take continual individual and systemic change in our community. I look forward to supporting our LGBTQ members throughout the next year. I wish you a happy Pride 2020 and cannot wait to be with you all in person soon. Peace, love, and understanding. Ben.
That was great.
Right? To see an elected leader show up, not just come to Pride, but show up.
And be involved.
Right? Brianne Biggs, our current city council president, was, what is it called? The ringmaster? The marshal, the parade marshal. That's what Brianne was. And Ben marched in the parade. It is just so amazing that Spokane is full of leaders.
Yes.
Who are doing the work and showing up for our community, raising us up, being allies. We could not thank y'all enough. Another one of our community leaders is the president of the Inland Northwest Business Alliance, and she is making a difference in the queer community and in the lives of all of our youth. And here's my interview with Cynthia Monroe.
Hi. Thank you for taking time out of your commute to be here and interview today. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Cynthia Monroe, and I am the president of the INBA.
And Cynthia, how long have you been in the Spokane area?
I have been in the Spokane area off and on, I'm gonna say, my whole life. I grew up in Springdale, which is about 40 miles out of Spokane, but I've spent my majority of my adult life in Spokane and on its outskirts.
When did you first get involved with the INBA?
I first got involved around 2014, and I had a catering business at the time, and they needed some help with some events that they did, and I got hired on that way, and then I was on their events committee, and then I moved to Florida, and it kind of seemed that INBA kind of went away for a little bit, and then when I came back, one of the girls that I was on the events committee with, she texted me and said, "Hey, I saw that you were back in town. The INBA's had some fallouts on the board, and I'm wondering if you are interested at all in being on the board again, or on it and being part of the INBA again." And I was like, "Well, yeah, you sure as hell I do." So there we go.
Awesome. And we are so glad to have you. I'm so happy that you are the president this year. Our past president, Stacy, also did a wonderful job. This entire board that we have right now has been just the greatest foundation and backbone that an ED could hope for. So I appreciate all of you so much and the work that you do. What do you do for non-INBA things? I'm not going to say what do you do for a living because I hate that question, but what do you do?
Well, I live and breathe food, community, and service. So I'm a culinary instructor at New Tech Skill Center. I volunteer for our local ACF. Basically anything that you see that can be community-wide and food orientated, I try to find myself at. I've helped the Spokane Interstate Fair for the last few years on judging fair food. I've worked with Habitat for Humanity, and my school has done lunches for them so that the builders can eat while they're building. So yeah, just that's what I do. And my hobby is learning about food. So and how to better be one with everyone. Like sometimes we're all so distant and we forget that community and sitting at a dinner table and those small little things like that make up the big picture. So I just like to try to put that back in the universe.
What is something that you want to see in our community when we find a new normal, like when we're all able to go out again, maybe when things aren't so volatile? Like what are you hoping for in the future in Spokane for the queer community?
I think for the queer community, compassion, but I think that as a human nature right now, we are losing a little bit of that. We're so busy worried about what is it about me, or what's for me, or why is this affecting me, and we're forgetting that all these little weird things, like, okay, so for instance, the mask. Okay, I am deathly afraid of a mask. Okay, but I'm putting it on because they're working and having to do it, and so why am I being selfish and walking in there like I don't care? They have to have their job and their mask on, so I should follow through and go in and have my mask on because they're doing it for me. Like, so I should do that for them. So I would just like to see us remember that we're all in this together. We're all human. We all put our pants on one, foot at a time.
Sometimes I like hold them and jump into them.
I know. I was like, wait, maybe I could do that, but no, I'll fall over. No, I want to see us be able to get together again. Really, I'm down for that. Like I said, service is my big thing. So I haven't had a catering event or a go see everyone. I mean, I went and did a school checkout yesterday, and literally I could hear Dan Horton down the way. He was like, "Oh my God, human in the flesh, not flat screen."
I keep doing that every time I see someone I know or someone I recognize, because everyone's wearing a mask now. Right. It's just like, oh, my friends are here, and you can't touch anybody. Like, I'm not a big hugger, but man, I want to hug everybody.
See, and I'm a big hugger. And I go for this. I've gone and I've met a few people in this because I'm still doing stuff out here. So I've had to meet a few people. I'm the whole like going for a handshake. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely finding the new norm is going to be a process.
Yeah. So you told me a story earlier about having an impact on a student and not knowing that you had. Can you tell me that story again? Because I thought that was really beautiful.
Oh, yes. So this is my first year teaching. And as everyone knows, COVID has happened. I had some learning curves with only one teacher and a lot of students. I had 90 students, 94 students this year at the end. So I had one senior send me their picture and a letter in there, and it had said, "Hey, Chef C, talk to me about the impact I had on her," and told me that she was a lesbian, and that when she found out I was married to my wife, that this like took my cool level up to here, made me kick ass. And I had no idea. My tears rolled down my face because you never know what you're doing for another. So you just always should just try to put your best foot and your best good forward, because you might be physically and emotionally impacting someone that you had no clue about. And that was one of those ones that solidified why I do what I do and why the struggle was real and worth it. So keep on going. Yeah. So that was that story. It was amazing. It's been amazing. That was just one. I've had several letters, but that one got me just because the guy had she always gave me penis pancakes thinking it was funny.
That is funny. I
had
totally
no
agree.
idea. She just was a, just jokester.
Well, goodness, I hope if she is watching that she knows that sending those letters to people that impact you mean the world. And oh my goodness, just knowing sometimes those little attaboys really are what keeps you going. Because especially right now when there are people who are just like running themselves ragged and pouring everything they have into social justice and just really keeping families together and keeping schools going. There's so many people that are just pouring themselves out. We really need to make sure that we are taking time to say, hey, thanks. So Cynthia, hey, thanks. You're doing awesome. And I love the impact that you're having on our youth, and especially at New Tech, because that place is amazing. Do you have anything else that you want to say? Message for our Pride viewers?
Well, I'm going to say thank you, Janice. You're amazing as always. And everyone out here, have a great week. Thank you for bringing in on our virtual Pride, and much love.
All right. Thanks, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Thanks. Happy Pride.
Yes.
I have the best nonprofit board.
That was precious.
It was so good. That was during a commute to work, because every single member of my board works like every moment of the day.
I feel that so hard.
It's ridiculous. But they're amazing, and they're impacting our community, they're impacting our youth, they're impacting our marginalized and underserved communities. Check out our board sometime. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic group of people. I have another question from our audience.
All right, sure,
Are you
let's
ready?
go. Yep.
Okay. This question is from Josh H. in Canada.
Oh, goody.
Josh says, I'm married to a wonderful, amazing, and powerful woman. I'm literally the luckiest man alive. And I'm in love with Henry Cavill. Like, I would push my wife in front of a bus for this man.
Okay.
I don't have a question. I'm just in love with Henry Cavill.
My suggestion is don't pull a Regina George, or I guess Katie. Don't push Regina in front of the bus. It's not deserved.
But we get it, because Henry Cavill. We get it. We're with you, Josh. Josh H. from Canada.
Yes.
All right, up next, let's talk about your friends.
Ooh, yes. Which one in particular?
Let's talk about Kai.
Ooh, yes, Kai. The Waluigi of drag.
The Waluigi of drag. I love drag that blows your mind.
Oh yeah, me too. And Kai as a performer is outstanding. Like, I can't even tell you. In person, online, he's worth to watch every second.
Every freaking second. I saw this video for the first time and I was like, oh, okay, uh-huh. So I challenge you not to have that exact same reaction right now.
Yeah.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing. Bossed up and not changed again. It's my big bronze boogie got all them girls shook. My big fat ass got all them boys cook. We're from dollar bills and I be popping rubber bands. Bruno sang to me while I do my money dance like hey. Flexing on the gram like hey. Hit that Lil Jon, okay. Oh yeah, we dripping and finesse and getting paid.
Ooh, don't we look good together? There's a reason why they watch all night long. Woo. Yeah, I know we'll turn heads forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you off. When I walk with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence, or blame it on your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right. Hey, I hit dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. I hit dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. Now slow it down for me, baby. 'Cause I love the way it feels when we grind. Yeah, our connection's so magnetic on the floor. Nothing can stop us tonight. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence, or blame it on your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right. Hey, I hit dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. I hit dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping in finesse. You know it, you know it. Fellas, grab your ladies if your lady fine. Tell her she the one for life. Ladies, grab your fellas and let's do this right. Do this right. Like me and mine.
Yeah, we got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us? Yeah, we got it going on. Yeah.
Girl, we got it going on.
Yeah, we got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us? Yeah, we got it going on.
Dripping in finesse. It don't make no sense. I hit dripping in finesse. You know. Dripping in finesse with my baby. Oh, finesse. You know it. Girl, you know we got it going on.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I told you.
Okay.
Kai is the bomb.
Kai is, we're just gonna, I hope, Kai, that you are watching, because this is that attaboy, atta human.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. I said it once before. We're not gonna do it. Atta human. Just pats on the back, snaps for Kai.
Or virtual high fives.
Virtual high fives.
We like the virtual claps.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
The COVID bump.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
It's cute and classy.
It is cute and classy.
Always make sure that your weenuses are lotioned.
Always. Lotion your weenuses. Also, this is your weenus. Speaking of weenuses.
Great segue.
Thank you. If you exist in Spokane, you've heard of Super Sparkle. If you haven't heard of Super Sparkle, it's time right now. fun glitter computer party.
That was cute.
Right? Oh my goodness. And guess how many of the members of Super Sparkle own Lucky You Lounge?
How many?
2.
Bah.
I mean, it's enough. It's enough. We have Lucky You Lounge.
The 2.
Nikita, thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for sharing your talents and your friends and your commentary sometimes.
We all know that my face speaks more than I do.
Well, my face is also loud. I get it.
That's how
I
we
just want to
bonded.
remind everyone that all of Spokane Pride gear, if you buy it, that means the profits up to a certain percentage are going to go to our local NAACP. Please promote, please sponsor, please give to our local nonprofits. PayPal.me/IMBA Spokane. Thank you all so much for coming.
It was a fun night.
COVID bump.
COVID bump.